All right, so fartlek, a ridiculous word. What the heck is it? What does it mean? When do you do it? How do you do it? Why do you do it? Great questions. Let's have a look at some of those right now. Fartlek, I'm pretty sure it's European. I think it's Swedish actually. It simply means speed play. So all you're doing is interjecting some faster runs or some faster stints of running into your long, slow runs. Anyone who's been on this channel for any period of time will know for sure how passionate I am against just getting caught in that slow, monotonous, one-pace run where you just end up looking like a shuffler. You can run forever, but you can't run at pace, which is fine if you're trying to be like an ultra marathon runner. But if you're trying to run a fast 5K, 10K, half marathon even, you want to be able to interject a little bit of pace. Okay, when do you do these sessions? Truth is, it depends on the training program that you have. In the typical Australian training week, we like to do the long runs on a Sunday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, and some athletes on a Saturday do a faster kind of a session. So I would encourage you with that format to put this session into one of your Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday training sessions. It's a day where you're going to breathe a little bit more heavily. You're going to wake up a little bit more sore. You're really going to tap into some muscles that, you know, those slow twitch fibers that you might have been training for a couple of years haven't quite tapped into. Once a week is heaps. You don't need to be doing this any more than once a week. Otherwise, it just runs the risk of you getting injured. It runs the risk of you dealing with niggles that are just unnecessary. So you're going to have plenty of opportunity in between these shorter, faster sessions to get some recovery. But when you hit these sessions, you make sure you really hit them hard. But even if you're keen to do a little bit of fartlek training, what the heck does it mean? Like, how do you do it? And the truth is, all you got to do is jump on Google. You'll see how many hundreds of different training sessions that there are available for you to choose from. I'm going to encourage you to kickstart with this one. I'm going to link it in the list in the show notes just below for you to have a look at, because it's going to be a little bit easier to get your head around. A little bit biased. This one's called the Mona Fartlek, named after a bloke here in Melbourne, or just out of Melbourne, in a place called Ballarat, called Steve Monaghetti, one of Australia's best ever marathon runners. This training session don't be fooled by how short it is. It's a 20-minute main session, but it's a little bit brutal. All right, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You're going to thank me for it when you start running PBs. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to go through the times first, and then I'm going to tell you the pace that you're trying to run. So it's a 20-minute session, and it goes like this. You're going to aim to run, maybe start out at about 10K pace. If you don't know what that is for you, about a 7 or so out of 10 is a pretty good place to start. You're going to start out by running that pace for 90 seconds, and then you have a 90-second float. That's not a jog. That's a pace where you probably drop back down to half marathon pace, or about a 5 or 6 level effort. So you're still working a little bit, but you're giving yourself a chance to catch your breath slightly, but also start to feel a little bit more comfortable dealing with those that discomfort that comes up during a race, because you're puffing, you're breathing at this stage. After that 90-second float, you're going to repeat that. You're going to do a 90-second at 10K race pace with another 90-second float. Then, straight after that 90-second float, you're going to do a 60-second at 10K pace, 60-second float. You're going to repeat that 4 times. Then we're going to do the same 4 times with 30 seconds at race pace, 30 seconds float. And then to finish off the session, you're going to go as hard as you can for 4 by 15 seconds with a 15-second float. I know that's a lot to get your head around. I've put it in the show notes below. Give yourself a little bit of time to get it in your head before you get out on the session. Couple of tips before you get into this one. You don't want to start at such a pace that you're not going to be able to maintain it for the rest of the session. In fact, if you need to start a little bit slower than a 7 or an 8 out of 10, I encourage you to do that. The goal would be to not become a hero, or not be a hero at the very start of the session, but be able to maintain the pace for the first half, and then hopefully even build it up. With a 10-minute warm-up before that session, a 10-minute cool down after that session, it's a pretty good chunk of training. As I said, you're going to be breathing hard, you're going to be breathing heavy, but it's going to be a beautiful opportunity for you to get that speed into your legs, to get that endurance into your body, and to learn to run with some of the discomfort that comes on race day. It's a good practice for you. Please let me know in the comments below how you found it. I'd love to know if you've done it before. If you've got any other fartlek sessions that you'd like to share with the audience, hey, put it down below as well, so they can have a scroll through and check it out. Guys, best of luck with your training. Best of luck with this Mona Fartlek session. I can't wait to hear how you go.